The last decade has seen dramatic changes in the way we work, more than at any time since the Victorian era, and the pace of change will only get faster. I'm John Newton, and in this short film, we'll investigate how these changes are affecting us all. Since the introduction of the computer, technology has been setting the pace as to how users use information, use the devices that access that information. It's not necessarily going to be about the science anymore, the complexity, the technology-ness, the geekiness of the technology. It's really going to be about creativity. It's going to be about the artistic side rather than just the technical side.
When you walk into an office in 2020, you're going to see rooms that are covered with flat panel displays. They'll all be touch sensitive, and there'll be cameras in these rooms that will be able to see what you're doing and know where you're pointing. There'll be microphones that'll be able to listen to the things that you say, and not only listen, but be able to understand. You're going to rely on the room almost as much as you're going to rely on your colleagues. As technology gets better and as it gets smarter, we as humans get to interact with it more like ourselves. And in that sense, we will use technology, but we'll use it in a very familiar way.
It'll be a very different office than we've known in the past. There'll be much more focus on pods. Technology will be ubiquitous. The technology will be pervasive through the entire office. It will allow essentially to anticipate the kinds of needs that we have in an office. And it will really be driven towards facilitating the interpersonal communications that sometimes are a little stilted on video or conference calls. 10 years is a long time. I mean, when you think about the fact that the iPhone was invented only 6 years ago, and think about all the change that that represents. So 10 years is a long time. Content and information necessary to the job that we're trying to do, to the decision that we're trying to make at the right place at the right time, will magically appear because the technology is good enough and smart enough and intelligent enough to deliver that information at the right point.
You can start to improve the efficiency of normal office workers. So whether it's me being on a conference call and someone says, have you got this file, or have you got this document, or have you got this report? And my system being able to understand that and actually start to give me that information, something which I'm sure happens to all of us, and actually put it in front of me almost before I'm able to type in and search for it. That's extremely powerful. What we can start to do is break down the silos that normally exist within an organization, and rather than me as an individual having to do lots of things, the system can start to say, well, actually, Matt is particularly good at this, or particularly good at this, but less good at these things, and so those things can be reallocated to someone else.
Of course, technology is going to evolve. Of course, there's going to be new innovations. There's always been new innovations. But I actually think the next 10 years are going to be different. Whereas life became more complicated, usage of information, how we do our work, is actually going to become simpler. Technology is going to help us. Technology is going to be our friend in creating information, consuming information, and actually working together with each other in a way that kind of becomes more natural, feels easier.
When you walk into your office becomes aware of your presence. Your colleagues who are there will then also know that you're there because the office will let them know that you're there. I think the office in 2023 is not going to have just one intelligent assistant that's going to help you with the things that you care about. I think there's going to be intelligent assistants in every application that you might use, in every different meeting context that you use, and each will have a different area of expertise and be far more able to help you in those different domains. So if I open up my email program or whatever program I'm using to send messages to my colleagues, there'll be an intelligent assistant that knows all about my colleagues, how to send the messages, how to interpret my keystrokes or my voice commands. Some of them may be just in the background performing these intelligent acts on your behalf, and you won't even know it. Computing devices, computing technology will be everywhere. Every person will use dozens or even hundreds of different computing devices every single day.